Futures trading is risky and can result in substantial financial loss.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. We are the short-term traders with the long-term plan. And that plan is to be here every day so that we can trade for the rest of our lives. And welcome to my Friday Roundup. Friday Roundup being Friday week ending 08/17/07. And wow, have we had an insane week. Has anyone ever witnessed such volatility in the summertime in their lives? In their lives? I've never seen anything like this. This is just insane. You know, the summertime is usually when markets sort of go like this and hang around and wait for September so that they go like this. This summer, it's been like, hi, it's the middle of the summer, wha-bam, wha-bam. It's just going crazy. Volatility is like this. Insane. Today, you know what? Let's step back for a moment. On Wednesday, our Omni called for a 1447 high and a 1408 low. The high of the day was 1447 and the low was 1408.75. Wow. The next day, we said we expect the NASDAQ to break all the way down to the 1830 level. It went all the way down to 1818. We were in the 1890s. We were in the 1920s, I think, when I gave that rec. Within 2 days, we got down to 1813. On Friday, then we said, I got in front of my video and said, we're going up. The Omni says we're going up, and we're going up. And I had a reason for it. And I have a lot of charts that I'm going to show you. And you know what happened? We went up after a smash down week. Omni says, get in front of the camera and tell everybody we're going up. And I got in front of the camera and said everybody we're going up. And we went all the way up to 1471. Omni called for 1451. Who knew? You know who knew? Everybody in my premium room. Omni knew, and I knew, and I'm going to show you why I knew. And in my premium room, we went over a bunch of charts, and in those charts, something told us there is a fundamental shift about to take place. We've seen it in the charts way before the fundamental bit of news ever came out. As it turns out, the fundamental news was the Fed doing a surprise 50 basis points rate cut, and the market knee-jerked down and took off. Now, there was an indication that something major was going to happen. Will it be the Fed? Will it be an attack from another country? Will it be a major earthquake, a tsunami? You never know what the fundamental will be, but the charts tell you something major is about to take place. And I am going to teach you traders a technique. You Omniacs out there, pay attention, because I am going to teach you a technique that will help you call winning trades for the rest of your lives. For the rest of your lives. I am not joking. When I'm done with this chart segment, if there is anybody watching that isn't convinced, call me and I'll explain it and make it even more detailed. Let's go to the charts and you tell me when I come back from these charts if you think I'm crazy or if we've seen this happen telegraphed by the analysis before the event took place. Take a look at the charts, traders. Stay tuned and I'll be back to you. Okay, traders, this is the 200-day moving average. You've heard me talk about the 200-day moving average all week. It's the 200-day moving average on the Dow Jones Industrial. You see it? We hit it. We went through it once, violated, and the market exploded. And something came out in the news the day we hit that. That's the Dow Jones. Next on the block, the Dow Jones Utility Average, 200-day moving average. We went through it one day, piece of fundamental news came out, and we blasted off above it. Another chart by the 200-day moving average. What do you know? Oh, what's this, a 200-day moving average? Isn't that amazing? We're at a 200-day moving average, the Fed makes a move, and we get an explosion away from it. Another chart. This is the SPX. And what do we see here? Oh, the NASDAQ, a 200-day moving average. We're at the 200-day moving average. A piece of fundamental news comes out, and away we go. What do you think? What do you know? Could it be coincidence? I don't know. Let's keep looking. What's this? Euro dollars, not euro currency, euro dollars. What do you call this? 200-day moving average. What happens? Fundamental piece of news comes out. Another market at the 200-day mover. Something's going on here, right? If you're a technician and you've seen this, you have to know something's going to happen. Let's keep going. Cotton, okay? Cotton's not an indice. It's not a financial. Cotton, 200-day moving average. Hits it once, Fed comes out. Something happens, at least a bit of fundamental news is supposed to come out. According to this, boom, you've seen it in the charts. Fed makes an announcement, market pulls away from the 200. That's cotton. Bean oil. Look how close it gets to the 200-day mover. Something's going on here, wouldn't you agree? Look at how many charts are by the 200-day mover right when a big piece of fundamental news is about to come out. 200-day moving average is that blue line you keep seeing on every chart. Let's go forward. Soy meal just touched the 200-day moving average. Something's going on here, right? Piece of fundamental news comes out, and we start moving higher. Next on the block. Soybeans. November soybeans. 200-day moving average. We just about get to it. Boom. Market goes higher after that. What's going on here? Could there be a coincidence? I don't know. You tell me. Let's go further. Next on the block, live cattle. What does live cattle got to do with the fundamentals? I don't know, but you hit a 200-day moving average when everything else is about to hit the 200-day moving average, and away you go. What happens? You see that there's a reason why you might have to shift the market in a new direction, and a piece of fundamental news comes out. What do you know? I'm becoming convinced that the news is already in the charts. You tell me if you think anything different's going on. Let's go further. Copper. Hey, what's this? Could this be a 200-day moving average again? And what happens? You violate it once, boom, the copper takes off. The same exact day that every other chart I have just illustrated to you had come to a 200-day moving average, and suddenly a big piece of news came out. My Omni was beaming when I seen this going on. I knew there was a fundamental shift taking place. I said it to the traders in my premium room. I went through a lot of charts with them, and we're not done yet. Stay tuned. What's this? Dollar index. Oh, it rallies just about, hits the 200-day moving average, and turns around and breaks. Another market at the 200-day moving average, and something happens when it gets there. Could this be coincidence? Do you still think it's coincidence? Or do you think possibly the 200-day moving average has something to do with the way the world views the commodity markets? Let's go forward. Euro currency. 200-day moving average. Euro currency hits it, turns around and rallies out. Another market at the 200-day moving average. I don't know how many. This is probably market 15 already. It doesn't stop. Let's go forward. Japanese yen. What's this, a 200-day moving average? Look what happened when we got above it. Boom, boom. Above the 200-day moving average. Look at that move. It just got there a day and a half ago. Another market that comes to a 200-day moving average when 50 other markets get there and something happens. What happened in this case, the fundamental that came out, was the Fed cutting interest rates. Last time I seen something like this, it was another huge piece of news. Once before when I seen it, it was the Russian coup. But when you see a lot of markets lining up to the 200-day moving average all at the same time, remember what you learned from Oscar here. Something fundamental is about to give, and something big. Let's go forward. Next on the block, British pound. What do we call this little wiggly blue line? Oh, what do you know? The 200-day moving average. And what happens? Massive rally out of the hole. British pound hits the 200-day mover, and away we go. I'm beginning to be convinced that this is a little bit more than just a coincidence. I don't know, traders. You tell me. Let's go forward. The Brazilian real. Let me say that again. The Brazilian real. 200-day moving average. Look what happens when we hit it. The Brazilian real. What's going on here? 200-day moving average. Again, like every other chart, they all lined up like the stars were lining up together, and suddenly something happened. What does this tell you? The next time you go through charts and you see all these charts lining up to the 200-day, rest assured something big fundamentally is about to take place. It always comes out in the technicals first. Australian dollar breaks the 200-day moving average for 1 day, turns around and has an explosion. Another market at the 200-day moving average, it stemmed the tide after 3 massive down days, hits the 200, the same time everything else does, fundamental news comes out, and a shift takes place, and away we go. The Norwegian Corona. The Norwegian Corona, I'll say it again. What could be going on here? Is it possible that was still in coincidence? I don't think so. 200-day mover, Norwegian Corona, has a big rally as soon as it gets close on the exact same day that every other chart I have just showed you has had a massive move either above or below the 200-day mover. The Czech Corona, 200-day moving average, it gets right to here, turns around and has a massive day up. Another market that comes right into the 200-day or gets close enough to it and explodes in the opposite direction. It never ends, traders. This is just 20 of many examples that I can show you. I went looking through charts, and this is what I found, and I thought, let me explain it and present it to my Omniacs, because you can make a living off of the 200-day moving average used correctly. I hope this chart segment convinces you of that. Okay, traders, so did you just see that? I got a question for you. Knock, knock. Who's there? 200. 200 who? The 200-day moving average. You seen it in all these charts. What else could it mean? Are you kidding me? There is nothing else that you need to know if you learn nothing else from me. When you see all the charts that you follow coming to a 200-day moving average, at the same time, I am telling you, don't listen to anybody else. Listen to what you learned here and get yourself positioned for the opposite direction. You just seen that on 19 or 20 markets. There are only about 40 tradable markets, and largely enough, with enough volume, traded futures markets in the U.S. that you can trade. I didn't go through all 40. I stopped at 22, 19 out of 22. We're at the 200-day mover. You know what? Nothing else needs to be said about that. The proof is in the pudding. The 200-day moving average is something that you can live on. Does it work anytime any market gets to it? Not always, but it is a very good indication of change of trend or explosion through it on the downside continuation trend. If you're going down, continuation trend on the way up. If it gets above in a bull market, then gets above the 200, it takes off. But when you have a lot of markets hovering around the 200, something major is about to take place. I hope I'm really clear about that, traders. I hope what you've seen here has got you convinced, because you know what? There is no other way to look at it. Let me tell you what I did. I knew it was coming. I looked at all that and seen that on Thursday. Again, in my premium trading room, I went through half these charts with my traders, and I said to them, look at all these markets at the 200-day. Something's got to give. My Omni said get bullish, and I went in and I put a nice bet on this market going higher, the S&P, off that 200, off everything else that I seen. And you know what? It blasted off. But when the Fed came out, the knee-jerk reaction down right before the news stopped me out and cost me a pretty penny today. On a trade that was absolutely right, on a bet that I knew was going to happen, but the volatility was so great in a market during the summer where the volume is less than expected, or should be less than expected, although it's been pretty huge during the summer. Volume's usually low, volatility makes spikes, and rallies go a little bit higher and lower than you'd expect. But wow, so I got in front of that, and I put my trade on, and lo and behold, they stopped me out right before the S&P went from $13.99.5 to $14.71.5. wow, that was me trading based off of what you've seen. Granted, it cost me, but it shouldn't have. If I had tripped on the way to putting in my stop, I probably would have not been knocked out. Point being is that a huge fundamental shift took place, and we seen it come out in the analysis first. Technicals versus fundamentals. Which one leads the way? Hands down, traders, it is the technicals. No two ways about it. Now, these are things, this is one of the many things that I teach at my Omni Trading Academy, and you traders know where that is. For anybody that does not, come on down to www.livewithoscar.com and take a look at what we do there. The best thing that we have, well, everything that, in my opinion, everything we have there is really, really good. But the cream of the crop is the premium trading room, the crew that is in that room. It's getting bigger every day. We're getting better every day. You traders, I am so proud of you in that room. But these are techniques that we cover all the time. And in that premium room, we all saw this taking place. And I'll bet you traders, my premium VIP members, I'll bet you next time we see this, everybody knows what's going to happen next. One of many techniques that we will cover and do cover while we're in that room. If you would like to get in that trading room, kindly go to my site and fill out an application to become a premium room member. If you'd like to take it a step further and have me as your personal broker and your training mentor, I would be glad to do that. Come on down to my site and click on that wacky picture of me sticking my head up in between the gold and silver, and you will see the application to open up a trading account with me. With that trading account, you get free access to the premium room. You get my Omnis in real time. You get everything I can possibly give. In that room, I am on 2 cameras fixed on me and a live microphone, and all my thoughts come out, all my trades come out, and all the knowledge that I have built in my life, which are techniques like this and many others, I share with everybody in that room. So do yourselves a favor and come to my site and fill out a membership form, at the least, if you don't want to be a VIP member and have an account with me, and see what we're doing in that trading room. Traders, I assure you that you will really, really like what we got going on there. With that in mind, I would like to read a couple of non-solicited, and when I say non-solicited, this is traders who are writing what's in their hearts about what they think of my premium trading room. One right off the bat, Rock, thank you so much. That was one of the best trading experiences of my life. I recommend it for any serious trader. Honest. Joe Black, today the room was awesome. I could write so much about it, but it's all too hard to explain properly in words. I'll attempt to write something longer later, but for now my point is, it was like working beside Oscar in his office as a pros trainee. I learned so much from the experience. The atmosphere gave me the feelings of the market as Oscar's thoughts and actions came across to me. I could see how my own homework and technicals have in part hit the mark, but more importantly, where they missed the mark, they missed the correct side of the trade in the past. I always enjoyed the facilities of the site and the videos with Oscar, but this week in the room has been something more outstanding and professional. So far, so good, right? In 2 days, I maybe grasped more about this business than I ever understood before. Many thanks to Oscar and his colleagues for being outstanding gentlemen and true professionals whilst giving this community an opportunity and insight to something unique indeed. Thank you, Joe Black. Let's go further. Why not? We went further with all those charts, right? Let's keep going with these. Cliffman. Cliffman says, I have learned more in the past 2 weeks of being in Oscar's live room than all of Oscar's videos combined. And that's saying a lot because his YouTube videos are incredible. I don't see how any trader can afford not to be part of this unique service. Thank you, Oscar, Bob, Mini-Me, Goliath, Mike, and all the wonderful OmniPit staff for providing such a wonderful experience. Cliffman. Another one. I've checked out many places over the last 5 years, and I've been reading about this business for the past 15. There is good stuff out there, but they just don't hit the mark like this. As I said many times before, working besides 25 years of experience is completely unique, entertaining, and the fastest way to learn this game. I recognized the opportunity the first minute I saw Oscar on YouTube back in March. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of wasting money getting it wrong, and I'm sick of reading and reading and reading and not getting what I'm missing about this. Wow, these testimonials are incredible, aren't they? Unsolicited, this is what people think when they hang out with me in my premium trading room. This week has been so exciting because finally it is all beginning to make so much sense to me. Thanks to the top man, Oscar. Bravo. Another one. Just finished my first day in the premium chat and a great opportunity. Oscar keeps the day moving with up to the second information. The ability to see the charts with Oscar explaining patterns, indicators, etc., along with the information they provide, create hands-on learning experience. The other members' inquiries and comments all create a very, very positive environment. Thank you, Tom. Okay, Louie, there's no other place like this out there. If you're interested in day trading, this is the place to be. I'm a beginner in this game, and to have a coach and teacher with the experience like Oscar's is worth the price tenfold. I don't know how he does it. He trades multiple markets, answers all questions, picks up the phone, and even plays his drums with no emotion as to what the markets are doing. By the way, catching the 3 big moves in the last 3 days in the S&P. It's really great to be in a room with a bunch of fellows willing to help out newcomers with the same purpose, making money. Great job, Oscar. Traders, what else can I say? Come on down to my site and find out what this is all about. You will have a great education if you come there. We will help you bridge the gap to teach you how to get out of the days of old when you had traders and you had people on the floor that told you what to do, to the days of today where you sit at your computer and you have to try to figure this out for yourself. If you're going to sit at your computer, why be alone when you can be in the room with all of us, with cameras and microphones and everybody sharing the wealth together? So again, join the premium room. You will not regret it. Okay. Got that out of the way. Just wanted to let you guys know that 200-day moving average is so important. Keep an eye on that. If you'd like to if you don't know where you found my YouTube videos, we upload our videos to many sites, many video sites, and it gets put on blogs, and people link us to their websites all over the world. So if you don't know how you found this video, do yourselves a favor and go to www.youtube.com/futures analysts. There you will find about 188 some odd videos like the one that you're witnessing right now, and you will see techniques in each and every one of those videos to help you become a better trader. If you'd like to give me a call, traders, please do. You know I love to speak to you guys on the telephone. That number would be 718-351-2266. Last but not least, you can send me emails, of course, 24 hours a day. You can send emails, right? Send them to oscar@futuresanalysts.com. One last thing about the premium room. If you'd like to be a gold member, it's a $39.95 fee. Come on down to my site, become a gold member, and I'll give you a whole week in my premium room next week on the house. Become a gold member. You're in my premium room free of charge all of next week, starting Monday all the way through Friday. So come on down and give it a shot. All right, traders, not much else we have to say here except for this little saying that's right behind me on the board. Do you see that? And you know what that is, right? Come on in, guys. And here's what you got to say every day when you're going to trade these markets. And you know what that is? Stops are in, emotions are out.
Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I am a 24-year seasoned trader on and off the floors. This is how I've made my living for many years. Good luck trading.